Welcome back to the Big Three, the only three, the Deep Three NBA show. I'm your host, Miguel Fernandez. I'm here with Nicholas Lujan today. What's going on?
What's up, people? We back.
I feel like I haven't been on here in a minute. It's been too long.
We was, but I thought we had a great episode on Monday with Ty. Honestly, it was a great episode. I liked it.
Is Lakers are an interesting topic
Yeah, it was.
for sure.
Yeah, for
Today's a little
sure.
different. We're sticking in Cali, as you can see by the title of this episode. Sacramento Kings season preview. We're just gonna jump straight into it. Off season grade first. So this offseason they lost Damian Jones. He went to the Lakers. They lost DiVincenzo. He went to the Warriors. And
Hmm.
Jeremy Lamb and Josh Jackson are still free agents at the moment.
Yep.
But they added Malik Monk. They signed Matthew Dellavedova. They signed KZ Okpala. And they drafted Keegan Murray. I think it's a solid offseason in total.
Yeah, I give it. I give it. Well, you
I give it like
know,
a B minus. I give it a B minus.
I was gonna say like a B plus, but definitely the young core is good. I mean, you know, what they got too. Like, I mean, they picked up who you said Kevin Herter, which is a great
No,
player. I
not
mean,
they picked up Kevin Herter. They
yeah,
traded for him. And that's just I didn't even pop up while I was searching it.
yeah,
Who
Kevin
else is
Herter.
in that trade?
I don't know who's on the trade, but I know he's on it. Alex Lynn. Alex Lynn, I think, was in the trade then. Right? He was playing for the Hawks or no?
Oh yeah, say yeah, Kevin Herter, Alex Len.
And Trey Lyles? No.
No, I think Trails came from the he came from the Pistons trade last year. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay, yeah, Kevin Herter got added onto the roster as well. So I totally forgot about that trade. That shit went under the radar.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a B plus because I mean you added scoring wise, right? Like a great shooter, which something they weren't good last year.
They were
Their
missing
shooting,
shooting big
their
time.
shooting, their shooting percentage. They were ranked number 24 in the NBA, shooting at 34.4% from the 3 point. Like their shooting percentage in general, like overall shooting percentage in the NBA, they were ranked 18. They were like half. You know what I'm saying? Mid.
Like
Not good
middle of the
enough if
pack.
you wanna. Not that's not good. I mean, ranked 18 is not good enough if you wanna win games. I mean, honestly, if you're shooting not shooting that good from the 3 point, and I'm saying you're not shooting that well. I mean, it's difficult, but Kevin Herter definitely was a good pickup. I mean, it's definitely gonna help. You added another shooter, which is deadly, great scorer, 1-on-1 that could give you a bucket if you give him the ball, and that's Malik Monk. You know, Malik Monk was a great addition to the team. Um, Keegan Murray, fucking, was another great pick from Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? Another great pick. You know what I'm saying? A guy like 6'8". I mean, he looked really good in the summer league. You know what I'm saying? He was probably one of the best rookies. Honestly, he was just like out there scoring, doing his thing, defending. Um, he looks like he's gonna be a problem too. So for sure, I give it an A for sure. They're all
Damn,
these guys.
A.
No, no, B plus. I mean a B plus. That's what I want. I want a B plus, because I mean
Okay.
these guys are gonna bring shooting. They weren't that good of shooting, but defense wise, I mean, uh, KZ Akpala, you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, but you know what I'm saying?
If there's one thing that one NBA skill he has, it is defense.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? He could be a liability when it comes to if they make it to the playoffs type thing.
Yeah, but if he shouldn't be touching the court unless he's gotten way better
But that's
since
what I'm
we last
saying.
saw him.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
He's
still like a
20,
developmental
23
pickup.
years old. He's 6'8", weighs at 215. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He has the athleticism, the height, the weight to play power forward in different positions. You can play him 1 through 4. I mean, five would probably be tough, but
He
he tried to
played
do that
center
in
for the
Miami.
Heat. He
Yeah,
played center for the Heat.
he played five for Miami. You know what I'm saying? Small ball, he could give you that, but it's gonna be tough. I mean, defensive wise, didn't add too much. You know what I'm saying? Alex Lynn
I
is
mean,
Alex Lynn. You know what I'm saying? Is a decent center. You know what I'm saying? He brings height. You know what I'm saying? He's seven. What is he? 7 foot. 250, you know what I'm saying? He's nothing crazy. Like, I'm not saying he's a
but
crazy shot
I don't
blocker,
think
but
he's not getting PT though.
yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to play though. I mean,
Nah,
Rashawn
Laquan
Holmes not
Holmes.
gonna play. I mean, I don't know what's going on with his situation. I don't know if he's gonna play or not.
I
He was shut down
totally
for the
forgot
season with
about
all this
that.
shit. I just don't know who's gonna play, and then they don't. I mean, obviously, Nimish Quinta's probably gonna get more minutes out of Slim. I'm
I
hoping for
think
him
he
to have a great
should
season.
get burned this
He
year.
should, but we don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Nimish
It
Quinta.
is a stacked big man room. It's crowded over there.
It's not crowded. I would say they don't have great
You're talking
rebounders.
about,
They
but you're
don't
talking
have
about
great
three
rebounders.
guys. Three got no great rebounders, but Sabonis one of
Sabonis
the
is
best
a
rebounders
power
in the league.
forward in my eyes. He's not a center.
But he's a center.
But
He's
he's gonna
playing
struggle
center this year.
when he goes against a true center that could out there rebound. Obviously, the physicality he could bring it, but come on,
Nah, bro, come on.
he's not.
We
You
saw
know,
him live multiple times. He is not gonna have a problem dealing with bigger guys.
they were ranked.
Defense wise, yeah.
They were ranked. I have the stats right here written down for rebounds, total rebounds per game. They were ranked number 22 in the league.
But look at it. But you have to see what it was when he was playing. Like he barely played for them
And I'm
last year.
talking about rank, and I'm talking about stats like offensive rebound ranked number 22, and then defensive rebound per game. These are all per game or in the league, and they're ranked on defensive rebound. They're ranked number 22 also. Like they're just not a great rebounding team. Sabonis is not he's not a elite rebounding. They're gonna struggle when you're going against off teams like great teams, and you're giving them
Come on, bro.
second chances points. It's gonna be tough for them. It is gonna be tough. They don't. Nimish Quinta
But
could probably
don't
be
sit
that.
here and say he's not.
He could give you that.
He's
But
a good
Sabonis is
rebounder,
not.
but don't,
You need a guy out there now in the NBA to be, especially them. He's a starting center. You need guys averaging a 9 to 10 rebound.
bro. He's gonna average 12. He averaged like 12 last year. Like,
I don't
stop it.
know.
Stop sleeping on him. Don't do that, bro.
They weren't
So
good. They
my boy's
weren't
not
a good
he's not an
rebounding
elite
team.
rebounder.
No, I don't see. I don't think so.
If we're going based off of numbers, he averaged 12 rebounds last year. With the so on the Kings roster, he was averaging 12 rebounds. On the Pacers, he was averaging 12. Last season, 12. Season before that, 12. Season before that, 12. Like, bro, this is 4 straight seasons where he's
Yeah,
averaging
but he's
12
playing a
rebounds a
different
game.
role now.
Bro, this means he's gonna get even more. He's gonna
Okay,
average
what
even more
happened?
rebounds
They
now.
weren't. And what happened? They were struggling when the second half of the season when all the trades happened. They weren't that good. They dropped a lot. They
They
lost
weren't
a lot
that
of
good
games,
before that though.
and then they shut him down for the rest of the last 10 games.
He played 15 games in a Kings jersey.
Okay, and they weren't that good.
They weren't good at all. They weren't good. They weren't good before the
They
Sabonis trade
didn't. They
though.
didn't win most of them.
But they weren't. But they weren't good before that though.
Yeah, but we're talking about him playing a different role. We're talking about his whole career playing power forward. I think it's gonna. It's fine. He could average 12, but it's like you need other rebounders out there, and they don't have that.
They say that. Don't sit there and be like, "Because Sabonis isn't an elite
I,
rebounder."
d- I
That
was
doesn't make no sense.
I was gonna name all the fucking centers, and I was trying to get to it, but you didn't even let me finish.
But you said it though. Like this words literally came
I
out.
was
That's
gonna
literally
get
what
to
you
Dennis
said,
Quinta, and you didn't even let me finish.
bro. Because you just started disrespecting Sabonis.
No, I mean it's not disrespect. I just don't. I believe that he's not gonna. He's gonna struggle there. Rebounding wise, I think he's gonna struggle against going big. Especially with these big men, these great teams that all have pretty much all elite fucking great rebounders, centers, and I don't think it's gonna be tough. He's playing a different role. It's a whole different role. He had
And I
Miles
think he's
Turner.
gonna be an all-star this year. I think he's
He
an
had Miles
all-star this year.
Turner. He had Miles Turner, and
And
once
Miles
the trade
Turner's a
happened,
terrible rebounder.
once the trade happened, I mean, I don't know. He did. It's fine. I'll give you the chemistry probably wasn't there. I'll give you that 15 games, but it was just like he was just looking bad too. He was just looking bad too. Like he just
I
wasn't
don't
playing
think
great
so.
basketball.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think you could hold that them playing 15 games before the season ended against him, or like against this team going into next season. Like, cause one, they threw players together with that roster. Like they got like 4 players back from Indiana, and they all were in the rotation. You get a training camp, you have a new coach, and now first of all, and last year they had a coach that was there after their first coach got fired, and Alvin Gentry wasn't sitting there for the long term. Everybody knew that. Now they have Mike. Damn, I forgot his name, but they have the he was assistant coach for the Warriors. He's there now. They have a full off season, a full training camp, and they added shooting, which is why I'm giving their off season a B minus. But they like adjust they attacked their biggest weakness and they just fulfilled it. Malik Monk, elite shooter. Kevin Herter, elite shooter. Keegan Murray, good shooter. I'm not gonna say elite. Yeah, we haven't seen him in the NBA, but he was shooting good in college. He shot well in summer league, and I think Davion Mitchell's become a better shooter each and every month of the season that he's been in the NBA. And then you still have Harrison Barnes there. I think it's a good situation. I'm throwing my hot take out right now. Sabonis is going to be an All-Star this season. Yeah, you could make that face all you want. Dribble handoffs all day long with Kevin Herter and with Malik Monk. You're gonna see him. You're gonna see his stat line come out this season: 20 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm calling it now.
How many points was he averaging in Sacramento?
Last year he averaged
Yeah,
19,
16.
19 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. Were his stats for the games that he played in Sacramento. It's crazy. He literally averaged like the same shit from when he was in the games he played in Indiana. Indiana last year, he averaged 18.9,
He was
12.1, and
inefficient,
5.
bro.
What?
Yeah, he was like inefficient, like bad.
What's inefficient?
I mean, he was shooting, but he was playing bad, dog. Like
I
he
don't think
wasn't
so.
playing
He
good.
was shooting. He was shooting 56% on Sacramento.
That's decent.
That's good. 56% is good as hell, bro. Come on. 56%, and he was taking 12 shots a game. No, 14 shots a game. Like, that's valid.
They were losing. They were playing bad. They couldn't get nothing. They could get
Bruh,
nothing going.
they were playing against teams that were together the whole season long, and they just threw a roster
They
together.
could get nothing going. They were ranked number 20 in assists per game. Their offense doesn't flow, and
Yo,
that's another.
you're talking about their offenses and flow. You're talking about rankings, but they played 15 games here. I don't care about none of those rankings
That's
for
what
when he
I don't
wasn't
care.
there.
That's what they closed out with. This is
But
the season they
but
closed out with.
how are you gonna hold like that doesn't make you were given the same argument with James Harden last year when y'all got him. Like it's a whole different team when you get Sabonis.
He played and they were bad. They looked worse than what they were before, and that's a fact.
Bro, they had no time to no Kemba. They played 15 games. And what did you expect them to make that
He
trade
could
and
have
be a
played more,
playoff
but
team?
he could have played more, but after
There was no point. They're already out of the playoff
after he
picture.
got didn't he get suspended?
No, he got injured.
I could have sworn
But
he got
they
suspended
weren't gonna be
for
they
hitting
had
a
no
ref or something.
expectations. So how about this? If after the trade, what were you expecting him to do?
Win.
So his record, would you want to be
I
10 and
mean,
5 in those 15
not win,
games?
but at least play good. I mean, I was watching his games, bro,
You watched like 3.
and and they lost most of the games. They weren't that
Oh
good.
my god.
They weren't that good. They weren't.
They weren't good before it though.
They were not good, bro. I'm telling you, they were not good. But I think it's a different rule. I'm not just. I'm not. Just a whole different rule. I'll give you that. They added shooting, but I think the rebounding and all that's gonna. It might cost them. It might cost them a little. But
Okay.
Nemish is gonna have to play more because I don't know what happens with Sean Holmes. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. He's he's not. He's gonna pay 28 mil this year, which is kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
I found the record that he had in the games that he played for him. So in 15 games, what do you think the record was?
He probably won 6.
Nah, he didn't. He won 5.
Okay, then.
They won 5 games.
Okay.
That's fine though. Then they got an off season now. So, dude, let's just jump around. So I gave you the game plan for the episode. Let's jump around a little bit. Expectations, because that's really what's the way the conversation is flowing.
Like I don't even think they're gonna be bad. I was telling you yesterday before we even started. I was like, yo, their roster looks nice.
So why are you talking shit about them last
I'm not
season?
talking.
This is a
I'm
season preview.
I'm not.
This
It's
is
a
season
season preview, and
preview.
I'm gonna call out what I think is wrong, and what I believe is wrong, and that's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I believe.
All right. So what's your expectations for this team this season?
So expectation, they're a great team. They added shooting, which is great.
Great. So they add Kevin Herter and Malik Monk, and they go from a bad team to a great team.
They didn't just add him. I mean, you had Terrence Davis who had a great year last year, averaging 10 points. He's decent. Davion Mitchell, who just got his shooting better, and then they had another shooter, which is Keegan Murray. He's not just It's not just three guys. Those are three guys. I mean, those are three guys that are gonna play in the rotation. Great minutes. Even in
I
the playoffs, they could play you. That's a lot of guys, and those are guys that could play you in the
what you
playoff
just say?
situation.
What you just say?
Those are three guys that could play in the playoff situation.
So are they going to the playoffs?
I have them going to the play-in. That's my expectation. I have
I
them. I have them going into the play-in. I think they have like this is one of last year beginning of the season. I was watching them a lot just because David Mitchell got drafted there, and they were a fun team to watch at the beginning of the
yeah, but so
season.
they play a fun brand of basketball.
Yeah, I
They were
love their type
losing,
of
but they're
game
fun.
style. Um, they were, Tyrese Halliburton was there. There was just a bunch of guys, and then what I'm saying, I just didn't end up watching them that much towards the end of the season. I was catching a little glimpse of Davion Mitchell playing. I will catch him a couple nights, but I'm probably gonna watch a lot of games, and I think they really could. My expectation is playing, but honestly, deep down in my heart, I think they could make a run for the playoffs with the squad.
You know what's crazy? I won't say my attention. It's like, you know what's crazy
But
though?
it's tough in the West, though.
Last 2 seasons, they really drafted your guys, bro. That's what's crazy. Last 2 years.
That's what I was. I think. What would you say? Uh, I would say. Look. I'll say.
But you
They're.
weren't a Halliburton guy
I'll say
before the
whenever
draft.
they had a lottery pick, I think they drafted good. Cause you still go. You could still go with. They went with Darren Fox, right? And that's 5 years ago, bro. That's 5 years ago. Then you go with.
But then it's Marvin Bagley after that.
But Marvin Bagley didn't give him a chance. And look at him in the Pistons now.
But he was bad on the Kings though.
Okay, it was just wasn't. It wasn't a great fit for him. I'm
Uh,
telling you, watch him in the Pistons now.
I watched him on the Pistons. I watched like almost every
I
game the
fuck with
Pistons played
Marvin Bagley,
last
and he
year,
was
bro.
playing
I
good.
seen him a lot.
And
Yeah,
wasn't he
he
playing
had
good?
good. He was playing good for them. But
And
I'm
then
about to
what
go to
you
my
going with?
expectations right now.
So expectation, that's
Seven
what
seed.
seven
I got
seed.
them as a 7 seed.
They're
I
playing.
got them. I got them making the play-in, but making the playoffs from the play-in. That's my expectations. First year, they still got time to get better. But yeah, I'm excited because De'Aaron Fox is my guy, bro. Like I might be copping. I'm even gonna cop a De'Aaron. There's gonna be like 5, 6 players, but I'm copping their jerseys this year. Kate Cunningham for sure. I'm getting a Kate Cunningham jersey this year.
Oh man.
De'Aaron Fox for a fact. I'm getting a D Fox jersey. I don't have this guy yet, and it's a shame. But I'm getting a Bam jersey this year too. I should have one already. A
I'm
Kawhi,
getting B too. I gotta get him.
and the last one, the fifth one is I'm gonna toss it in the air. But those
Who?
are some guys I need to get their jerseys this year.
Who's the fifth guy? You
So
don't
I
know
don't
yet?
know. I don't know. I'm just gonna toss it in there.
You have
Whoever
a Giannis Antetokounmpo jersey, right?
I do, I have Giannis. I got Jimmy. I
Luka.
got Tyler Hero. I got Udonis Haslam. Got Kyle Lowry. I got Fred Van Vliet. I
But you got
got
a
a
Luka?
Jimmy Butler Minnesota's jersey. No, I have a Dennis Smith Jr. jersey from the Magic from the thing.
Mavs.
I'm gonna get a Apollo jersey too. That's what I'm getting this year. Apollo jersey.
The black jersey for the Magic go hard.
The black ones are hard. And
Yeah.
you know what else is hard, bro? The Wizards are bringing back the old jerseys, bro. Them shits are
Oh
fire.
yeah, they brought them
The
back. They're gonna
navy
be
blue
hard.
ones, navy blue and blue with the same thing. But
Yeah,
let's
they're
stay on
gonna be
top. Let's stay on
hard.
topic. King 7 seed making the playoffs.
So 7 seed,
So
right?
you think, or the
Go ahead,
seven
go on.
eight? What?
No, I said go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking put his contacts in. All right, I want to talk about their young players, though. The young talent players we expect to make a leap. Expectations for the young players this season. How we think
Uh-huh.
they're gonna adjust. Let's start off with their number 4 draft pick in this year's draft, Keegan Murray. Expectations. Is he in the rookie of the year conversation? I'm just gonna throw this out there, and you tell me over or under. Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
15 points per game.
I'm going.
Is-
I'm going right there, or I'm going over then if I have to pick because I can't go pretty much under. But I'm going. I'm
You
going
think that,
over
you think
it.
that's how much he's gonna average is 15?
I think he's gonna have a great role for them. I mean, a guy that's 6'8". I mean, he looked really good. His shooting just looked like it got better. He just, you know what I'm saying, he looked his IQ is there. You know what I'm saying, he has the length. I mean, he looks good, man. He could create a shot.
Word up.
He's gonna be really
I think he's
important for
gonna
them.
be.
He's
I think he's gonna be really good at attacking mismatches. I think that's gonna be his bread and butter too.
for sure. He's in a he's probably gonna be in a competition for rookie of the year. I mean, he was averaging 25 points in the summer league. I mean, this is a guy obviously this type of level, but obviously once he gets into NBA, we're gonna see how he is. But he still has time to develop, going to training camp and all this, and it's just really good for the Kings. I mean, they probably got another one in the books for another young guy. Honestly,
Would you consider him a good rebounder
he averaged what 7 or 8. He averaged
in
eight,
college? Yeah.
eight rebounds.
Would you consider him a good rebounder?
I would say that's good enough. I mean, a guy that could
Hmm.
average 8, that's gonna bring you a lot. That's just another guy. I mean, 6'8", bro. I think his wingspan 6'7" too.
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah. I have high expectations this year for him too. Honestly, I like Keegan Murray. I thought he was great in summer league. Obviously though, older players kill in summer league, like kill in summer league. But yeah, I think he's gonna be a starter this year for them. Over under 38% from three. Is he higher than that? Is it just right? Think he's gonna go under that, maybe 37, maybe a 36.
I'm going under. I'm going like 37, 36. Just because you know what I'm saying he's gonna get there. He's gonna get a lot of great shots. So and they're gonna force him to shoot way more. So he's probably gonna have to shoot a lot more in the NBA.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's keep it pushing though. Davion Mitchell, impressive last season, but expectations for year two. Is there gonna be a sophomore slump? You think he's gonna? You think he's gonna start? Is he gonna come off the bench this year? Like, what do you think is gonna happen for him?
I think in the role that he's in now with the guys he just brought in, honestly, if they want to win and they're trying to make the playoffs and have a future, which and that's I mean that's a mentality to play, right? If you want to just have a great system and just get better each year for these guys themselves, I think it's better for him to come off the bench. Just come off the bench, come with the second unit, get good burn, give them I'm saying good minutes. He could even maybe close out depending on what situation, who's on the court, what team you're playing, just because how elite his defense is and how his shooting just been improving. I mean, I don't think he's gonna have a sophomore slump. I think it's a great role for him. Just you know what um, I'm saying get more minutes. In his second year, he was looking so good towards the end of the year, and that's him getting a lot more minutes. Just because Tyrese Halliburton, I think he was actually starting once that he was getting a lot more minutes. I'm not a couple games to start. I'm not sure, but you're saying I think he's so good. I mean, I'm a big fan of him. You know, from Baylor. I've been watching since Baylor. I watched him in March Madness. I was just like, damn, this is the guy, and he just keeps improving. His athleticism's there. He's just gonna be he's gonna be a great player, and he got drafted what at the eighth pick just last year. So back to back years, just great fucking picks for the Sacramento Kings. What do you think?
For sure. I think I like what you said. I think he should be coming off the bench this year. I think he could start. He could start on most teams. Lock to close games. I think so. He's a lock to close games at the two next to De'Aaron Fox. But it would be better, I think, spacing wise for the roster too in that starting lineup. We're gonna get to lineups later on, but I think you rather go Kevin Herter or Malik Monk starting in that position. Add a lot of shooting over there, off ball movement. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think he should have a
that's
good
awesome.
year. I could see him being in. It might be bold, but I could see him in the conversation, or at least a dark horse for six man of the year this upcoming season. If he does spend majority of the season coming off the bench, yeah,
That's a great
he
honestly.
had a great season, especially for a rookie. Uh, Oh,
Yeah,
excuse
for
me.
sure. It
Yeah, I
was
thought
good
that.
enough. His improvement was there. He, you know, what I'm saying that's what you want from these young guys, just improving, just learning,
A young
and
Drew Holiday,
like what?
like a young Drew Holiday. Yo,
Fact.
no cap, bro. Watch, watch when somebody's gonna do it, bro. You're gonna see it. Somebody's gonna do a side by side. They are the same player, bro. I'm not even just talking about because of the defense. Offensively, their packages are the same, bro. No cap. They have the same step back. They have the same in and out dribble moves. No cap, bro. Their floaters look similar. Their pull up mid ranges look similar. Like I need the Jordan Kobe when Kobe's doing a turn around, fade away, and you see he just flips to Jordan. Like I need one of them shits, bro. No
I
cap.
haven't.
Drew Holiday and Davion Mitchell. They
You
need
know,
to
that's
get in the
my guy.
lap
I
real
watch
quick.
him a lot, but I always say, you think I beat Luigi Comp?
That shit is that's a
It's
lazy
not, because
comp.
he's literally
It
using.
is.
He plays the same. He plays literally the same
They
type of
don't
game.
play like though.
Yes,
That's what I don't get. They
yes, they
don't play the
do.
same.
Yes,
No,
Donovan
they
Mitchell's
don't.
been using the mid range, and that's how his game opened up. He's a great shooter.
I don't think so. I don't even think they have the same like play style. I don't think so. I don't think
He's
at
not
all.
gonna end up getting traded, right? It's looking like he's not.
Donovan Mitchell,
Yep.
I think he still is. It's early still. They're testing out the market.
You think he does?
But it would make sense if he doesn't though. Cause you know that the All Star games in Utah this year,
So, so what does that got to do with anything?
bruh. Every time, every year, the All Star game, like somebody from that team makes it, or like it's like built around that team and shit. Like this year was Cleveland. Cleveland had a good. They were good at that point when the All Star game happened. They had two All Stars. I don't remember where it was last year. Was it Chicago last year?
No, it wasn't Cleveland. It wasn't Cleveland.
This past season, but the season before that, my fault. I don't
Yeah, it was.
remember.
Yeah, it wasn't Chicago.
But it's usually, but it'll just be weird for the All Star city, and that team doesn't even have an All Star in the game. That would just be kind of crazy to me.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think you're saying. I think they shouldn't do it like that. It should be whoever you're saying is playing good at that moment and deserves to be there. If
No, no, no.
you,
I'm not saying that that's like they do it purposely. I'm not saying that.
mm.
Darius Garland and Jared Allen both deserve to
Oh,
be
you're
All
saying
Stars last year.
like you most of the time they try.
Like Zach
Most
Levine
of
made
the
it
time
when it
they
was in
have a crazy.
Chicago.
Okay.
Like yeah, like they have a representative of the city,
Mhm.
and they're just not gonna have that this year if he gets traded, unless unless Obi Toppin goes over there and just All Star Obi. But
Right.
I don't know. And Nima Shqueta, do you have any expectations for him? Do you expect him to play? I think he should get burned
So
because I see them moving off of Raquan Holmes
so
before the
what,
season starts.
from what I think, and we've been saying this for a while, I think Rashawn Holmes and Sabonis are not gonna be able to play next to each other just because the way they play. You know what I'm saying, they've been rebounding. You know what I'm saying, Sabonis is more of a throwback center, the guy that would just post you down, just back you down, try to, you know what I'm saying, get into the paint, try to shimmy, you know what I'm saying, get a layup, a hook. You know what I'm saying, he's a guy to just back you down, play make off his back too. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that plenty of times.
Hmm.
He's underrated. He's an underrated playmaker. He's just physical when it comes to that. He just brings that throwback. Rashawn Holmes, you know what I'm saying, he plays the same type. He's not, he can't shoot. You know what I'm saying, he's not a throwback center, but he could just
He has
rebound.
this tough
Got
little push shot though. Raquan Holmes is like this little mid range
yeah, on
push
the top
shot.
of
He
the mid
got
range. Yeah, like
yeah.
the free
That,
throws.
that shit is money for him, bro. No, I've never seen him miss one of them bitches.
But that's what makes it
But
difficult.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That makes it
yeah,
difficult
they
for
definitely
guys
don't fit
like
with
De'Aaron
each other.
Fox. Just the offense, the spacing is not that good, and he's just going through a crazy situation right now with the case. I like I was saying earlier. I don't know if he's even. I haven't heard nothing about it. They sat him down for the rest of the year. I don't know if it was his. I'm pretty sure it was both both parts, and they agreed to just sit down for the rest of the year, just on some crazy accusations that he was getting. Um, I don't know. He has a decent contract, 28 mil this year.
That's what I'm saying.
So
That's where my point of view of it is. I think that's a lot of money to pay a backup center at that. You have Neemish Quetta who's on like a vet minimum. He's on a 2-way contract this year. I think he's gonna spend majority of the season in the G League, and I could see him getting called up and end of the season as the backup center for the Sacramento Kings this upcoming season. I think he's shown
yeah,
a lot, especially in the G League. I think he had a good season last year. He had like good moments last year playing when he did get burned for Sacramento. He's just a big center, takes up space, knows how to protect the rim. He's not scared of contact. So especially at the price, you can't really complain.
no, yeah, like I was saying, like You know what I'm saying? They were ranked number 22 in rebounding, and I don't think he's gonna play. Honestly, I just don't know if he's gonna play and what's going on. I just don't know, and that's when Nimish Quinter could get minutes. Honestly, I believe he could get minutes. He had a great summer. He's a great rebounder. 7 foot. You know what I'm saying? He's 7 foot.
He's might be taller than that. He's probably
I
I
looked
could
at
have
it.
sworn he's like
I looked at it. I actually have
he
it
has like
right
the
now.
tallest standard reach in the NBA.
But yeah, you're saying I think he's good. I think you need rebounding. You're gonna need it. And Alex is another. You know what I'm saying? Big guy. I don't know. Maybe Nimitz Quinter's looking decent. He's a guy that can move it. He looks like he's not heavy. He's not heavy footed. He looks like good shape.
Yeah,
Guy that takes
he
care
can
of his
move.
body.
He can move.
So you know what I'm saying. I think he could have a great. He could get minutes. I think he could get minutes. I'm hoping he does. I mean, you're saying you want to give this young guy. He's 7 foot, so why not? You know what I'm saying? He moves way quicker than Alex Lynn. But Alex Lynn
For a
could go and
fact.
do the same thing though. You see, he's another 7 footer
Exactly. They're gonna play
rebounder.
the same role. They're gonna
So
play the same role.
we'll see how the season goes. We'll see. Nimitz Quinta, if he shows that he could be a better defender, a better shot blocker, then he could. You know what I'm saying, he could get that role. You know what I'm saying, it's the summer league. He looked good on defense too. He looked physical type of guy.
He was
He,
eating in summer league. No
yeah, he
cap.
looked really good. Like he looked really good. And you know what I'm saying, that's why it's the reason why you know what I'm saying he could get burned. He actually could actually get minutes this year.
Yeah, a lot of people were high on him coming out of college too. I
Yeah, I
remember
didn't know about him until
famously,
you told me.
famously, John Hollinger had him as like a first round prospect or some shit like that. He went undrafted.
Mhm.
And I remember I listened to him on the podcast and he said that he had him in his first round. And then like mad Portuguese people were like showing him he was getting mad love from Portugal after he was talking about Neemish
After he
Quinta.
talked about him,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
but yeah, let's move on to rotations. Let me
This way
know
gets interesting.
yeah, let me know where you disagree. I'm gonna start off with the starting lineup. De'Aaron Fox at the one.
Hmm.
I think you go Kevin Herter at the two.
I agree. I that's the same. That's what I would go. I mean,
Alright, so
just
then
the
the front
height,
court,
great shooting. You
the
say,
front
and I
court's a
think
lock.
both of them could work. I think it just makes sense. I think just you could eat off each other. You say it brings height too. I mean, what's the Air Force like 6'5",
Yeah, he's like
6'4"?
6'4", 6'5".
Yeah,
And
and then
he's
you
not
got
gonna
someone who's
and
6'7".
Kevin exactly. Kevin Herter is not gonna take the ball out of his hands, which is
Yeah,
what I would want if I'm trying to like start that starting lineup how I want to go. I want the ball in De'Aaron Fox's hands. Somebody that could play off of him and can handle the ball when he needs to and Kevin Herter. I think that's
for sure.
a perfect situation. And I think that he's a much different player from Buddy Hield where I think he's Buddy Hield's really like 3-point heavy where it's like all his shots come from the 3-point line.
Uh-huh.
Kevin Herter is gonna mix it up. He's gonna take some mid ranges. He's gonna drive to the basket. He's gonna cut to the basket.
Yeah,
I
he's a
like
better
that fit
overall
next to him because I
scorer.
thought that yeah, I think but Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox, I think they did play well together when they were on the court.
No, yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna say that
Yeah, Buddy Hield. You know what I'm
they
saying?
were just
He was a great
they just had
shooter.
no talent around them.
Yeah, it was just tough. You know what I'm saying? You're saying Buddy Hield. He's a great. He's one of the top NBA shooters. I mean, he takes like 15 attempts per game
Yeah,
for
he
two.
lets that shit
I
go,
did
bro.
not know until I told me. I was like, yo, look. I started betting on old boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's an automatic 5 for 9. Just like him shooting, it was just like he just shoots so many
Yeah,
attempts, and
he
all his
definitely
shots
had the
just
green
come off
light.
the three. And you see, Kevin Herter could be that guy, just play the same type of situation off the pick roll, off of pin downs. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the screens,
The dribble
handoff.
handoff game
Yeah,
with
like
him and
you know what I'm
Sabonis is
saying.
gonna be fun.
Like
That's
you,
gonna be
you
good.
could use him in a different situation, like you said. He's another guy that could score in mid range. His package is like his scoring package is there. You know what I'm saying it makes sense. They both could fit together. So did you this De'Aaron Fox 6 year in the NBA? So you know what I'm saying. We're hoping. I'm hoping he has a good year.
I am. I don't know about you, but
Hoping
I
he goes to
am,
the
and
playoffs.
I think he will. I think he will. I think he will have a good season. But front court's pretty much locked up. Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, Sabonis. The skill level at that 3, 3, 4, 5 is like I just love it. I think we're gonna see. I think this is why I think Sabonis is gonna average 6 assists this year. The weapons he has right now, you're gonna get full. I think you're gonna see a lot of full court passes to Keegan Murray and to De'Aaron Fox on the fast break. Those are two specialists at that. At running the fast
Yeah,
break, get them 2, 3 dribbles and they're at the basket. Dribble handoffs with Kevin Herter. And Harrison Barnes just doing the little things, filling in, scoring in the spaces where nobody's occupying. He could catch and
he's an
shoot. He has a
efficient
mid
scorer.
range.
Always been his whole
He
career.
just he's just a good basketball player. Like
Yeah.
I
He's the type of
really
guy
like
that's
this
just good
starting
at
lineup.
everything, you know what I'm saying? Puts the effort there every night, you know what I'm saying? Has the athleticism, has the IQ, you know what I'm saying? He's been no, he has a ring, he's been in, so he knows what it is to win, you know what I'm saying, win a ring, a championship and be in that type of system, what it takes. And you say last year he had a great year. Just like automatic walking 16 per night, just like he was just shooting off
He's
lights
clutch
out.
too. He is clutch too.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's really important for Sacramento, and it was crazy that they were able to secure him and keep him this year. Because, you know what I'm saying? There's so many good teams out there, and a lot
That
of
are
people
trying to get
were
him.
down.
A
They were trying to
lot of
get him.
trade
You know what I'm
offers
saying?
for him.
It was for sure. Even midway through the season, they were trying to get him last season
I think
they got into a
I like
playoff.
that they didn't get him go though. I think it's good for them. It shows what
And the
direction they're trying to head
organization.
into.
And
It shows what
wasn't I saying that? And I was getting clowned. I was getting clowned by you and Tyler. Oh no, they don't want to go to the playoffs. This and that. Nah, they do want to go. They want to go in the playoffs. They want to start winning. They have young guys.
but
I've been
would you
saying it.
if you could get a young player for him, would you not have done it? Or if you could get if somebody was trading like an expiring contract and like two first round picks, you weren't making that trade? Keep it a stack.
Yeah, but obviously that wasn't on the table. If you know what I'm saying, they didn't put
Nah,
that.
I think it was though. I think it was. I just think that they don't want to get rid of somebody that's really their leader, their vocal leader of the team, somebody that they brought in to be that. And I just think
Nah,
that
yeah, for sure.
I think he likes playing there. Like I think they had a lot of deals on it. I think at least 16 to 20 teams were sending them deals for
No,
Harrison
yeah, for
Barnes.
sure. I could
He's on a
definitely agree.
great contract.
Oh
He
yeah,
fits on every single roster in the NBA. Whether he's a starter, whether he's coming off the bench, he's going to impact winning. He's known as a closer in the like that he could be on a closing lineup in the NBA.
for sure.
But yeah, I
Nah,
think that the starting lineup is fun. It's going to be fast paced offensively. I think Keegan Murray and Harrison Barnes are going to have to cover up a lot defensively. Hopefully, De'Aaron Fox with this team like trying to win games takes a step forward. He came out of college as a good defender. He hasn't really been that, but we'll see. When you're on a bad team, it's hard to play defense because they're playing for nothing. So we'll see with now that he's on a team that's trying to make the playoffs and actually put together a decent roster if he puts his foot forward and really tries on that end of the basketball court. And Kevin Herter's eye defender, so bonus is a lost cause at that end.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
This
keep this stat.
This is what I was thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Defensive wise, it's not that bad. I mean, just because Kevin Herter 6'7", he's not a big type of bulky type of guy, but 6'7", you know what I'm saying? You could use that to your advantage if you put the effort. You're smart enough, like we said. I think 70% of defense is like effort. Like 60 to 70% is really about effort, and the rest 40 is like the IQ because it's just about, you know what I'm saying, being smart. But I think effort it's a lot. That's a lot to defense, and I think, you know what I'm saying, he could be, you know what I'm saying, he could be not, you know what I'm saying, he could do that. De'Aaron Fox has never been like, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't. It's not like a guy that they really attack a lot. Obviously, he could get attacked just because his height 6'4", but
Yeah, in the playoffs, he definitely will get
they
attacked because
have
he's
they have
he's he's skinny.
guard wise, they have defenders. I think guard wise, where you could just De'Aaron Fox, you could make a big difference out there for sure. I think it's just the pressure he puts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his pressure is really good. He's shown, you know what I'm saying, his IQ in college, and he showed in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But the starting five is gonna be fucking fun though. I like it. I like it just because Keegan Murray
Yeah, the starting five is fun.
is gonna be
And
fun
then
to
well,
watch.
when we get to, I'm about to list off some players that are coming off the bench too. These are a lot of fun guys to watch as well. Starting off with Davion Mitchell, obviously six man in this situation. Malik Monk coming off the bench is
Oh
a
yeah.
big spark plug. I think he's gonna win them a couple games this season for sure. Because he can come off the bench and score 6, 7 3 pointers in a game and a half sometimes. Terrence Davis coming off the bench. I think that's a great guy coming off your bench as well.
He averaged
Brings
10 points.
tenacity.
He averaged 10 points
Yeah, he's not
last
he's
year
not
after
scared of
playing.
nobody. Bringing on Raquan Holmes, who could be a starter on a couple teams in the NBA. And And our favorite, probably our favorite Kings player that we talk about the most on this podcast, that's Shemezi Metu.
For
We haven't discussed
sure.
him. We haven't discussed him like at all this episode, but
That is
he could see his way. He could like I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up getting a starting
the
spot as
starting
well.
for sure. I was thinking, if this situation is tough where Sacramento's at, because last year, yo, he gave them great minutes. Minshew, like he just played so good for them. You know what I'm saying? He's a good overall basketball player. He brings the physicality. You know what I'm saying? He's just great. He had a great year for them, and you know what I'm saying? If you want to bring more rebounding, more physicality, obviously, even with Keegan Murray, it's gonna be a toss up between them. They could. It depends where they want to go. But you know what I'm saying? He's a great player. If he comes off the bench or off the starting lineup, he's gonna be great for them too. We talked about it. Their young core is really nice. It's really good too.
For sure, yeah. I like Metu. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I definitely want to see them try out this lineup with De'Aaron Fox, and you take out Kevin Herter and you add in Metu, and you play Harrison Barnes with Keegan Murray and Metu with Sabonis. Three lengthy wing defenders that could switch that 2 through 4. I want to see that lineup get some burn for
That'd be
sure.
that'd be scary. That'd be
That would
scary.
be a fun lineup. And
And
De'Aaron Fox is like your
honestly,
guy
they
that
put
they're
on funny
picking at.
Keegan Murray at the two, and then Metsu at the four.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, one
Yeah,
of
all
the
of
other are
them.
gonna be
Yeah,
guarding
either one. Yeah,
the
for
two.
sure.
They all three of them could really guard multiple positions. But I think he has to get burned this year though. Metu definitely has to get burned.
No, I agree for
But
sure.
that's
He was really
that's
good
the
for them.
Sacramento Kings though.
Yeah.
That's the Sacramento Kings. That'll do it for this season preview. Who do you want to
Well,
talk
I'm
about next? Let's
excited.
just throw it out there right now.
I just want to say something. You know, I was saying it earlier. Like I watched them in the beginning of the season. Like, I'm probably gonna watch them a lot. I like their roster. Terrence Davis, you know what I'm saying? I was a big fan of him when he was on the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? I liked him a lot. You know what I'm saying? I fucked with him. You know what I'm saying? Low key type of player, just cause crafty, just could score. And I think I have a great year for them too off the bench. But they're just so deep. I don't know. This is great for them though. It's great. I think it's gonna be great for the system, the organization. They're moving in the right direction for sure.
I want to ask you one more question.
Go ahead.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of this like how much of okay, I don't know how I'm gonna word the question in terms of a league pass ranking as teams like this team is playing like you're gonna watch this squad play. On a
Oh,
scale of 1 to 10, where do the Sacramento Kings fall on that scale?
and I'm gonna give you reasons.
10 10 is like it's schedule watching, it's appointment watching. I mean, like they're on, you're checking the date and you're like, I'm making sure I'm watching when that game
Okay,
starts.
okay, okay. I'm going. I'm going 8.5. Reason why? Because one.
Mm.
Reason why. Schedule is always late games. Always late games. Scotty's schedule. You know, the all goes type of games play 10 to 9. They only play early if they're playing like a team
An Eastern
in
Conference
the
team.
east side. You know, what I'm saying playing at 7:30. But most of the games are always late games. They're young. They're excitement. They're entertaining. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, the way they play basketball last year was just fun in the beginning of the year. I didn't watch them that much last year, but you know what I'm saying. I think they're gonna play good, and I think the schedule a lot has to do with it. They're in the West too. They're playing against. Um, we watched them to see we see him play against LeBron. These type of big the West 4 times, 3 times. You know what I'm saying? We get to see him play multiple
Yeah,
times too.
their
So
their division is crazy. Like their division is
yeah, the
crazy.
Pacific is
They're in the
Lakers,
same division as Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, and
Warriors.
Suns
Yeah, that's just
and
wild.
Phoenix.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like
but
yeah, that's just wild. So check them out. I I like this. I like this episode. Sacramento is in. They're a great team. I did not think you know, and I
I
was even saying before. I was like, yo, I don't think they're that good. But once I checked the roster out, check. You know what I'm
I was
saying?
I've been talking them up a lot since the off season. I've been
Yeah.
gassing Sacramento. I'm not gonna lie,
The
but I
only thing that
adopted them.
sucks
There's
because
a
they're in the
couple teams
West.
that I adopted. Well,
The only thing that sucks is how deep the West is. So it's gonna be tough for them. But I'm saying it'll be good for them if they could get through the West and play compete all these young teams in the West.
all right. So for Monday, I'm gonna throw out two teams. You tell me which one that you want to do. Okay.
Go ahead.
Chicago Bulls or Portland Trailblazers?
Mm. We're going with Portland.
Portland?
Yep. So
Yeah,
two main
you
people.
heard it here first.
Word up.
Portland Trailblazers episode on Monday, season preview. Thank y'all for tuning in. Bring a team back to Jersey, and we gone.
Yes, sir.